Welcome to Santos Brothers Eat, Food Worth Mentioning.
Where Chef Jeff and his brother Kenny talk about their amazing adventures eating and tasting food that is so incredible, they have got to just share it with the world.
My mouth is salivating already.
All right, so this is Kenny Santos for Santos Brothers Eats. I'm here with my brother Chef Jeff Santos. Together we are your favorite Filipino foodies, where we talk about food that is worth mentioning. And you know what? The Santos Brothers, we had to two places that are, quite frankly, very well worth mentioning. Where did we go, Jeff?
So, as you know, the Santos Brothers are Scarborough born and raised. So sort of West Scarborough at basically Pharmacy and Eglinton is the Eglinton Town Center. Mm-hmm. There used to be an Imperial Buffet there. And then Imperial Buffet, they closed. But what's there now is the place that we like to go to called Tatami Sushi. It's an all-you-can-eat place.
Tatami all-you-can-eat sushi. And that place, if you go to the movies on Warden, or, that's Lubavik. And so that's, you'll recognize it for the giant Cineplex that's there as well.
Oh, yes. That's right. The giant Cineplex is there. So Tatami Sushi, all-you-can-eat sushi. And we also went to Seafood City. Yeah. It's a Filipino grocery store. So that's where we went, all in one place. So not too bad.
Absolutely. And so Tatami all-you-can-eat sushi's been there for, I don't know how long now, Jeff.
It's been over there a while, more than 10 years ago. Has to be more than 10 years ago.
It's been a while. It's been a while that Tatami's been there. And it's one of those places, kind of like Spring Sushi that's down at Dundas Square, or Spring Rolls, where you order from a little iPad or a little tablet. Yep. And
that's it.
That's all you can eat. And so, when the Santos Brothers, we decided that we can eat, and we thought, oh wow, we get some all you can eat sushi. We're totally in on that. Don't need too much convincing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the website here. Let me just share the screen. Hold on a second here. So here is their website, Tatami Sushi. Actually, when you go there, tatami-sushi.ca. You see that, right, Jeff? Just making sure.
Yep, we good.
Yeah, so there they are. Their phone numbers there. They do, because during the pandemic, they didn't do the all-you-can-eat. They weren't like, a camp outside and they'll bring food out to you. And quite frankly, they have started that all-you-can-eat, but it is kind of recent that they've started it. They did a lot of to-go and a la carte stuff. And you could still do that. Like if you go onto their menu, it's called Digi Order, but you can order for pickup. All right, they're closed. They close Mondays and Tuesdays, so be aware. Don't go there Monday to Tuesday, right?
That's right.
Which is interesting because they do miss out on a lot of the holiday Monday, traffic, because people do go out on those holiday Mondays and eat, so they kind of miss out on that. But that's just the way it is. So we go there for the all-you-can-eat sushi. And let's just bring up the pictures, I guess, Jeff?
Yeah. And one thing, it's one of our dad's favorite places, because even though Sushi Legend is closer to the house, they don't do dim sum. And our dad likes dim sum. So that's why he likes to go to Tatami over most places.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is the price point here. You can see that if you're going for a lunch, even if it's a weekend, it's $24.99. And then, it goes lower from there. So it's a weekend lunch, and then if it's a weekday lunch, it's $22.99. There's different prices for seniors and whatnot. And then the dinner prices aren't here, but I think it's $32.99 for an adult.
Yeah, I think 32 and 35. I think it was.
Okay, so Jeff remembers there. And so definitely. And of course, the lunch menu is different than the dinner menu. We were there for lunch, and then Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit about the seating here?
So this seating is sort of so they do have, if you see in the back of the picture, they do have regular table and booth seating with chairs and benches, but this is sort of reminiscent to the sort of the Japanese style way of sitting. More of a bench-like, and like you're not really sunk in, but at least gives you that feel. You can fit a bit more people in there. The only bad thing is that people that are sitting sort of where the camera is, you don't have anywhere to lean back or anything like that. So when you're full, you want to lean back and go, oh my God, I ate so much. You just go all the way back, and that's about it. It's sort of a unique sitting area. I think they just did this just for spacing, but to also give that sort of, Japanese feel, if I'm correct.
It's fun if you're with a party of 6, 8, 10 people. kind of fun
Hmm.
to get to pack in there. If there's too many people there, it's hard for the servers to give you the food. But
Yeah.
you don't want to worry too much about that. But so bringing on the food, one of the things that I do like to get when I go to Tatami Sushi is they have a fried salmon belly, and that's what you
Mm.
see on the top
It,
left.
yeah.
You've, I mean, you enjoy the salmon belly, Jeff. What did you think?
Oh, of course I do. I always love the salmon belly.
Yeah.
Nice fatty piece there, and the way that it's just grilled perfectly, this and the crispy skin as well. It's a great
Yeah.
combination.
If anyone's wondering, it's served with a vinegar, so which is good with the fish, right? Either
Mhm.
vinegar or a lemon juice, good with the fish. If you don't like that, you could always just put soy sauce on it, but it doesn't really need anything,
No,
really. I
yeah.
do like it with the vinegar, though. On the right there, we have some chicken karaage.
Yeah, actually,
Remind
Ken,
everyone. Oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
If you go back to the salmon belly, if you look at the top piece, it does still have a bit of the fin
Oh yeah.
there. Um, Most of the pieces are boneless because where the belly is. Not too many of the bones will go reach that far. But where the fin is, that is part of a bone. So if you do happen to get that piece, then just carefully with your fingers or with your fork and knife or fork and spoon or chopsticks, just slowly peel away from the meat, and you will find a bone. It isn't like the regular fish bones, like the pin bones. It's more like a chicken wing socket bone. So it is quite large, but still, just be forewarned that that is the fin, and there is a bone there.
Yeah, but once that bone is gone, the rest is completely boneless, so you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about
Oh yeah.
anything. And it does taste wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Beware, it is hot when you're gonna get it. When
Oh
it comes out, it's always hot. It's always fresh out of the fryer.
yeah.
It's always good. Yeah, like deep fried fat is it's just so good.
It's
Yeah.
always good. Always good.
I was saying, on the right there, some chicken karaage. I did
Mm-hmm.
have a piece. We didn't reorder it. What'd you think of it, Jeff?
It was good. I'm surprised they didn't have a sauce with it, like either like some sort of like either barbecue or hoisin sauce to go with it.
I'm thinking like a
Um,
citrus soy, like a ponzu would go with that.
oh, that would be made. Yes, good
Or
choice.
actually, any
Good choice.
sweet kind of citrus would be good with that.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I just thought of something. If you are going to a sushi restaurant with people that just want to eat chicken nuggets, that might work for them. So,
Oh yeah.
and then there's the salmon. As you can see,
Yes.
as I told you guys, heard, I don't know what podcast it was, but my second favorite food is raw salmon on rice.
Mm.
Whether it's sushi, whether it's in a roll, whether it's a poke bowl, or even if it's just tartare, that's what I love. And so this place does have good sushi. The rice is good. It's not as good as Sushi Legend, but it's good rice. I did
Yep.
enjoy the salmon. What do you think?
No, it was good salmon. Yeah,
Yeah.
good fresh flavor. And yeah,
Mhm.
you're correct. The rice was just there. It
Oh
had a
yeah.
hint of seasoning.
There we go. Moving right along. Oh yeah, these are the sushi hand rolls. Tekamaki. No,
Hmm.
not tekamaki. Temaki. And so yeah, so this is really cool. I like this, just the whole walk and eat concept. We got two California rolls. Those are for mom and dad. We got the salmon. That's for me and Jeff. You
Yep.
know what? If I had remembered those when we were kind of reordering more food, I probably would have gotten more of those. 'Cause
Yeah,
I kind of like those. I kind of like those.
they're nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
nice change of
fresh.
pace.
Yeah, they're nice and fresh, and yeah, they're refreshing. A little bit more of the hot food. Why don't
Hmm.
you just tell them what we have on the plate there, Jeff?
All right, so let's go from the bottom left. We got grilled eggplants.
Hmm.
We got the beef dumplings. I didn't get any, Ken. That's weird.
Those dumplings were absolutely delicious,
Really?
flavorful. Everything was
Oh,
complex and deep. And
oh
Jeff
wow.
never got one. We could have
Yeah,
reordered, but we never did. But
yeah.
I had one, Dad had one, and I had one, and I'll tell you, it is a life-changing experience. So I'm
Oh,
just, it was
wow.
good, guys. Don't make a special trip just for these dumplings, right? But I'm just kind of
That's right.
embellishing it just because Jeff missed out. But it's his own fault. He didn't reorder any.
I didn't. That's
So
okay.
yeah,
Next to that, I believe that's either chicken or beef ramen bowl.
that's a
Um,
seafood udon, Jeff.
Seafood. Okay, so the seafood underneath there.
Yeah, udon.
Uh, Udon. Then we got a big bowl of edamame. And
Hmm.
again, edamame is just steamed, lightly salted. And they are in the little casing there. So you just pop each little pea out and then throw away the casing.
Yeah,
So be careful with that. And I believe that's a seafood rice to the left of
yep.
it.
Seafood fried rice. Yeah, yeah,
And
and
then
then up.
sesame balls with black bean.
Yeah, red bean.
Red bean. Thank you.
Red bean, inside that red bean is sweet for those of you that are unfamiliar with Asian desserts. And so just like every part of the world, they're gonna take dough and deep fry it. This is what they do.
Hmm.
They deep fry it and then roll it around with some sesame seeds. I really like toasted sesame seeds. It's a good
Yeah.
flavor profile. So that's basically donuts, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
it.
yeah, moving along, my goodness, tempura shrimp. We ordered a ton
Yes.
of it, and it was pretty good here. The oil was hot. Actually,
Oh,
the tempura was really like flaky and
yeah,
big. Like it was good.
it
Yeah, it was really
was
fluffy. It was well
one of
done.
the better ones. I think because we were like, I think we were on the first tables there. Everything was just
Oh,
coming out fresh and hot.
that makes a lot
So
of sense.
hard to delay.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
then
that's one of our dad's favorites, the tempura shrimp. He likes to go through those a lot.
yeah, he does enjoy those. Got a rainbow roll. That's just basically a
Hmm.
California roll with assorted fish on the outside. I have been to sushi restaurant where someone ordered a rainbow roll and it's just all salmon on the outside. That actually wouldn't
Oh,
be too bad.
no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, it isn't the best presentation of a rainbow roll, but taste
No,
wise, it was okay. Yeah.
yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, sometimes rainbow rolls can look really, really nice. They're sliced on the bias, and then the way that the fish is striped out is a little bit more than just the three. Sometimes it's six or
Yeah.
something.
Hmm.
Yeah, right. Ah,
There we
so
go.
there's some dumplings. There is one of your favorite Filipinos there. His face is a
Hmm.
little obscured by some steam, but
That's it.
this is really the reason why we came to Tatami. We could have went to Sushi Legend. We could have went to another all-you-can-eat sushi place, but Dad wanted some dim sum along with that. And
Yep.
always, if we can get it, this is the trio that we want. My mother, she loves the lotus leaf, and my
Hmm.
dad likes the hargao or hakao and the shomai.
Yep.
Hakao is the shrimp. Shomai is the pork and shrimp. What is it? Pork
Hmm.
and
Yep. Pork and
pork and
shrimp.
shrimp.
Yep.
Yeah, and so always get that. As you can see, those are stacked. Those are three high each. So
Hmm.
wow, three high each, eh? Wow, that is
Yeah.
a lot,
And we
isn't it?
finished it.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
we
good.
certainly did finish it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Jeff was mentioning earlier, but the portion on these guys are pretty good.
Mm. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You can see right away that so there's Ken's head. So you can make this a reference. But both the shumai and hargao are quite large. In fact, the hargao, the shrimp one, has actually two portions of shrimp inside. Usually the hargao that we usually get from other places, it's like one portion, they're a bit smaller. But these are large enough. There's actually two portions of shrimp. So
They're large.
they are.
They're large and they're good actually because we've been to some places where the dumplings are just kind of like, especially if it's an all you can eat place, they're just kind of there. They're kind of
Hmm.
so. But these are
Yeah.
good. Like, these are really really good. Like if I was hungrier, I just would have ordered more of these, and I would have been perfectly happy. And that goes for both the shrimp and the pork and shrimp, the shomai as well. As you can see, those are
Yes.
huge. They're usually not that big
No,
and
no,
they
no.
tasted really good. The flavor on those was really good. Did you? I never had any of the lotus leaf. How was that? Did you taste some of
Oh,
that?
it was good. Yeah,
Was
it
it?
was good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the filling inside was pretty proportionate as well. So good
Nice.
feeling on the meat inside, and the rice was good too. Like for me, the sticky rice, you could hardly go wrong with that because the flavor is all around the rice and it seeps into the actual rice and the meat together, and it keeps it
Yeah,
moist as well. So it's a
yeah,
good combination.
yeah. And just to warn you guys, don't try and eat the outside. It's not
Yeah.
nori, right? This is a
No.
leaf, and unless you have like the jaws of like a horse or something, you're not going to get through it. It's just
Yeah.
not that humans
No.
just don't eat those. So just
Exactly.
to make
Yeah.
you aware. Absolutely. Oops, there we go. And so yeah, that was Tatami.
Hmm.
Should we give it a rating, Jeff? What do you think?
Uh, I give it 7. You
Yeah,
know.
I'll give it
You know.
7.5. It's a fair rating. It's a place that's not going to disappoint. Um,
No.
you know what? If you live in Brampton, for example, like I wouldn't necessarily make the drive all the way to Scarborough for it. Because
No.
actually, if I was in Brampton, I'd probably go down to like August 8th because I like
August
that.
8th, right there.
Exactly. But it's a good place. And if it's a good place if you want dim sum and sushi together in Scarborough, because both the sushi and the dim sum are good. They're
Yes.
better than just good enough. They're really good.
They're
And
really good.
they are really good. And did like the price. I mean, it was a weekend. It was a weekend, and I thought we got it. What's interesting is that we were considering getting the red lobster all you can eat shrimp, right? And the red lobster all you can eat shrimp is $25.99. And you know what? This all you can eat sushi, which I liked much more, is $1 less. So something to think about. Yeah.
There we go.
So why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good point.
So
Good point right there.
yeah, absolutely. So that was Tatami with the all you could eat there. And then so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. And what are we going to talk about, Jeff?
We're talking about Seafood City.
All right, and that is coming up. All right, so this is Kenny Santos. We are back, Santos Brothers Eats, and we are going to be talking about Seafood City. And for those that don't know what that is, Jeff, what is Seafood City?
Seafood City is basically an all Filipino grocery store. If you look on their website back in, I forget where it was. Here, give me a second here. I apologize. Back in 1989, there was a need for Filipino food and groceries. Now there it is right there. So just to recap, 1989, they first opened Seafood City in San Diego, California, because a lot of Filipinos in San Diego. And Filipinos wanted a place where, they could shop their own food. There's a lot of Asian grocery stores. They might have a Filipino aisle or two or a section in the freezer for some stuff. But Seafood City made it their plan to make sure that the Filipinos could get as much Filipino food they want, like back from the Philippines. So again, they opened in 1989, and then they had stores in California, and they followed in Nevada, Washington State, Hawaii, and Chicago. And I'm pretty sure that more opened up in other states from there. Because Canada was also getting sort of that Filipino hub of good food, they decided to open a Canadian store. And the first one was opened up in 2017. And coincidentally, they actually also opened the first Jollibee inside that Seafood City. So the same time the Seafood City opened, we got our first Jollibee in Toronto. I think there's a Jollibee already in Winnipeg, but this is the first Canadian Seafood City was in Mississauga, where the first Ontario Jollibee was. And then after that, they opened stores in Winnipeg, and then Calgary, and then Edmonton, and then the one in Scarborough, where we went to.
Yay!
That's
Absolutely. It. So for some people, it is a very familiar brand. For others, you may never have heard of it before, but we're pretty excited when we heard about it because of the hype that's kind of behind it. And so the Seafood City is very close to Tatami, and actually, even when my mom heard about Seafood City, she said, "Oh, I want to go." She was actually pretty excited, and I didn't even know that she knew what Seafood City was.
Yes,
right? And so she was talking to one of our relatives out in California, and they were talking about Seafood City, and so mom knew that brand, and she wanted to go see it, and she kind of liked it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Wasn't
she
bad.
really, absolutely.
She liked it. It brought back memories, but she just thought that some of the prices were too much. So
well, my mom's very frugal, so
she is.
Think about that. So there we are in Seafood City. We're just in a grocery store, but that's us there. And so it offers a lot of things, right? This is a center, where all like produce and other stuff like that is. But along the perimeter, there's a lot of to go, a lot of basically, it's almost like a food court, right? Now, is there a seating area, Jeff, or no?
There is a seating area there. Okay. You can just see it behind the produce there. But those three restaurants there, it's Grill City, Crispy Town on Noodle Street. I believe that all three of them are in every Seafood City. So they do have their own, I believe they all each have that sort of little food court, and those are the mainstays for Seafood City.
How fun. How fun. Yeah, so they offer a lot. This is basically, it's very Filipino version of cup of noodles.
Exactly right.
Lomi, which is basically udon noodles, right? So that is a typical cup of noodle. But then they have things like arroscaldo, which is like the Filipino equivalent to congee, or they have champurrado, which is kind of like it's a chocolate breakfast rice breakfast soup porridge kind of thing.
Okay,
right? So that's what that is. And then they have ubi champurrado, which is basically a sweet potato version of a rice porridge. And they have all these different, and that's very Filipino. Champurrado is very Filipino. Arroscaldo, again, very Filipino. And to have it in these kind of cup of noodles forms, it's a very strong brand. There's a certain feeling around that, because if you get the regular cup of noodles, they're going to be, beef, chicken, shrimp, maybe Oriental, like that's
Oriental.
Yeah,
that's it.
So that's what they'll have. But this is, kind of goes, more into the culture, which is kind of neat. You want to add anything to that, Jeff?
No, not really. I just, I was amazed. Like I've been to Seafood City, both Mississauga and actually first time in Scarborough. I didn't have seen these or know of these.
Yeah.
My only thought though is that just like regular cup of noodles, there's probably a lot of sodium in these guys.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
So
there's a lot of sodium.
yeah,
Absolutely. And they
so
are pricey. They're $3 for
they
one cup of
are.
noodles. That is a lot.
That's a lot. I
That
know.
to me, that's a lot.
I
You
know
know?
they're imported from the Philippines, most likely, but yeah, that's quite a bit. You know.
Yeah, that is a lot. Considering you can you can get like regular cup of noodles like at the dollar store. So it's a
Yeah.
tough one, right? And it's not like one for a dollar.
No.
It's more than one. So
Exactly right.
something to think about. Yeah. They, I don't. Do you remember which quote unquote restaurant this was from, Jeff?
Actually, so it is sort of weird. So they have the three restaurants, Grill City,
Yeah.
hence the name. They do the grilled products. So they have like roast chicken, they have langanisa, they do their own tapsilog or other itlogs and rice and meats, and crispy town and noodles. But they also have a kitchen that does just the prepared foods, or maybe they just borrow the kitchen from other cities and then the restaurant and they make it and they package it because it is the Seafood City brand, not the Grill City or the Crispy
Oh,
Town
okay.
brand. So
Gotcha.
that's what I'm assuming. But yeah, if you don't want to wait in line, because I do remember when I went to Mississauga, the lineups for the food were massive. They just like to get to for the food court. So so they offer these, instant takeaway, and they're still warm. So while you're shopping, if you don't want to eat in the food court, you just want to take it home right away. They have this option as well. So they
Yeah.
have, like I said, they have all these log, the langoslog as well. And I think in the corner there is crispy pata. So it's the deep fried pork hock, um,
Nice.
like lechon koale, but that's the actual hawk itself. It's a nice big piece.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so something like this you would see like at a TNT or
Mm-hmm.
like an Al Premiums. It wouldn't be Filipino like this. You wouldn't get
Nope.
the Langonisa,
No.
or you get things like char siu pork and
Yeah.
rice. That's what you get.
Exactly right.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just different. And
Nope.
so
Yeah.
when I look at this, I see, it is tapsilog or tosilog or the Langonisa. There is an egg, but
Yeah.
it's just going to be disappointing if you eat that,
Oh, I know.
simply because the egg yolk, they can't make it good enough if it's gonna sit there. It's just gonna
Yeah.
not be runny enough. And
Yeah.
so it's not their
Unless they
fault.
crack the egg just before they wrap it and put it under the heat lamp. Other than that,
Oh yeah, they're not gonna do that.
no,
Right?
they're
They're
not do
just not
that.
gonna do that, right?
For
So
safety reasons, they can't do that. Trust me,
yeah,
they can't.
so they're not gonna do that. Which but you know what? Some people like it like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't like to associate with people. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's one of those things that I know that I'd be disappointed. I'd almost rather
I
have
know.
no egg. Like just I'll have
Yeah,
that and the rice, and maybe like just as long as there's some kind of sauce on it, that'd be fine
exactly right.
to go. Yeah, absolutely. More to eat here, though. Again, the donuts. You know what? We just
Hmm.
love deep fried food, right? So deep
They
fried,
do.
right? Babinka. It's another. Um, it's a rice cake, and it seems like every Filipino dish is a rice cake. But if you steam it, it's called one thing. If you bake it, it's called another thing. If you prepare it another way, it's called another way. This one is baked, so it's a baked rice cake.
Yeah,
Tastes good, right?
it tastes
Um,
good. And there's variations. It might have a salted egg inside, or maybe a sweet thing as well.
yeah. Wow. So they got some fresh, not fresh, well, cooked fish,
No,
fried fish here.
fried fish there too. So again, the Philippines,
Oh,
because it's many islands, one of the main proteins or many meals is fish, seafood. And you'll see more about this. But again, sometimes you don't have time, or you don't want your house to smell. I know many times when our house smelled when we were growing up, people were cooking fish.
yeah,
Rosie, or dad, cooking fish. We went to our aunts' houses, and for parties, they always had fish, and
yeah.
that's a smell.
Yeah, so maybe you don't want your house to smell, but you want some fish. Go over to Seafood
Yeah,
City, right?
that's it.
They'll have it
And right,
there.
yeah, and next to it is grilled squid. So the only thing with grilled squid when it's like this, that it's best to eat it as soon as you get home or that night, because if you try to put it in the fridge and reheat it, it'll get a bit chewy.
Yeah, it'll
That's
get
the only
it's
thing.
rubbery.
Yeah.
I
So
also want to mention when we have grilled fish, it'll often, and Filipinos will like it, especially if the head is huge, they'll just offer a fried head, and
yes.
that might turn some people off. But I'll tell you, the face of the fish is perhaps one of the most delicious parts of the fish. And why is that, Jeff?
Yes. Oh, that's because that's where all the collagen is. It's And plus the eyeball is there as well. It's a good piece of protein right there.
Absolutely. So fish face soup, like if you take a fish head and boil it, it's gonna make a really, really nice broth. I know it
Yeah.
might turn some people off, but I
Hmm.
remember, looking at menus, and I remember one thing in particular when I was in Manila, they had a fish lip soup, and I was like, it sounds off-putting, but I bet you it tastes really, really good, and it does. The
Oh yeah.
fish cheeks with
Oh
the fat is so, so
yeah.
good. So it just might seem kind of weird, but I invite you to try it. Like if you like fish, I imagine you'd really like a fried fish head.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
especially if it's a big one. That way you can really pick out and get some meat out of it. Right? Because
Oh
we're
yeah.
not eating like the bones and stuff.
No. No. No.
Yeah.
No. So like I said before, we like our fish. They have, so imagine this counter. This counter is at least I think 10 to 15 feet long and maybe 3, 4, 5 feet wide. So they have 3 of these coolers.
Wow.
And look at how fresh this fish is. And to be honest, I've never seen anything like this. I know I've seen, like, if you go to an Asian restaurant, Asian store, they have a fish counter. So there's something behind the counter. You point the fish you want. But this lets you look at the fish, grab it, go, okay, I like this fish. And you can either bag it and take it home, or bring it to the counter yourself. And they're already scaled. Scaling a fish is a real troublesome thing. But if you want deboned, they'll do that for you at the counter for free.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
it
That is
is.
kind of like a hack. Okay, because I did not know that they're just going to debone that for you for free.
Oh
That
yeah,
is something that you ought to do. If you want to go home and grill some fish, but you don't want to debone it, yeah, go
yeah,
over to Seafood City. That's pretty cool. I like that.
yeah. It is.
Absolutely. Yeah, they had 3 of these, right? So here's another
Yeah,
one.
another one there.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like Ken's, like the third counter actually had one of the bigger fish, and I didn't know Ken was gonna mention the big fish and the fish head soup. I also had to take a picture of that.
Oh, typically that's just, yeah, absolutely. If you want to buy some fresh fish, this is not frozen, right? This is a nice fresh fish here.
Yeah,
They also have a baked area. Philly
yeah.
cheese pandesal. I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah. So so we were quite full, and you never go anywhere full, but I did resist, and also because Diana is gluten intolerant, so we can't have too much bread. I actually did buy a floret of ensaimada, but I'll get back to it later. But this ensaimada, this pandesal here, we mentioned pandesal many times. I've never seen this type of pandesal. So it's one's pork longanisa filled. It looks like a hot dog because of longanisa. Philly cheese pandesal, and then barbecue pork pandesal. I wish they had a variety pack. They do, but it's not really labeled that well. I think, can I go to the next picture? I think I made a picture of that. Yeah, there it is.
Phil.
Yeah.
Well, that could be sweet, right? That could be sweet.
Oh, yeah. Because there's an ube there on the right-hand side.
Yeah, so that could. Although see the one in the back. See how you can see the 2 cheese ones at least.
Yeah, the cheese one.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen it before, so it's good to know. So
you know what? Next, if you're going on some road trip, my goodness, this is awesome. You pick up some of these. This is awesome.
I'm thinking. So, like we said before in the beginning of the podcast, so this Eglinton Town Center, there's a Cineplex. Right next door to this Seafood City.
Yeah.
You know that all the Filipinos, all the Asians, South Asian, East Asian, West Asian, they're going to go to Seafood City first.
It is.
They're going to get a knapsack or a duffel bag.
Literally next.
It is. They're going to fill up on pandesal. They're going to fill up on kuchinta or something like snack wise. I doubt that Cineplex makes money unless they're white people there.
I want to really break this down.
Yeah.
All right, a medium popcorn is $8 and something cents, right? It's
exactly right.
$8 and $9. You can get 6 Philly cheese pandesal for that.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Is $8.99? Yeah, $8.99.
$8.99, right?
Yes.
Or 6 pork barbecue ones.
Right.
Or the langoonese. I really want to let that sink in. Or you can get a medium popcorn.
My ensaimada, the floret, was only $2.50. Right there,
and that'll fill you right up. We got to go to these at Lubavik. We got to go to this place a lot more often.
Oh yeah. So I'm saying that that Cineplex, they may be a smell in there like a Filipino food when you go in. It's like,
dude, I'm totally doing that. Doing that.
What's that smell?
I'm totally eating there. Yeah. So there they are. They're preparing some food. This is Grill City. You can see
this is Grill City. Yeah. A lot of skewers. A lot of skewers there at Grill City.
Absolutely. I mean, there's dozens here. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised if there's more than 50.
and actually, you can see on the right, there's another grill there, and where that gentleman is too, there's a third grill there, and I think there's a fourth grill, I think next to that one. So when they're really busy, they're grilling, and those fans must be going at full charge, or else they'd be full of smoke right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, Grill City. So that's one of the restaurants within Seafood City. That means
Hmm.
they have their own cashier, they have their own everything.
Yep.
That's just the way
Yeah.
it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a sign for them, Grill City. It looks like a fast food place. That's
Oh,
kind of
this is
what
the
it
video,
is. Yeah.
Ken. This is the
There's
video.
a video. There we go. Let's play
Yeah.
the video here. Actually, do we need sound or no, Jeff?
No, no sound. It's okay.
No sound. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn it right down.
So there's Grill
So, yeah.
City. In the back there, Crispy Town and Noodle Street.
There we go.
So yeah, and see people there just munching away. Again, we're in pandemic, so I can't. Some tables have sanitizer. I know there's a counter there that has bottles of spray and paper towel. So you want to wipe down first before you sit down your seat as well, just in case. Want to be safe.
Absolutely. And so, again, now this is the branding. This is a Seafood City branding, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. The reason why we took this is that, Jeff, did you end up bringing Palabok home? Yes?
I did. So unfortunately, when we went to Tatami today, Diana was working, but she is a big fan of Palabok, especially my dad's Palabok. So what I did, I actually got some Palabok. I made some pork belly at home, and then we had, so for dinner that night, so last night apparently, well, Sunday night, we had Palabok and the pork belly. Unfortunately, it was kind of dry though, Ken. I must say. I don't know if it was supposed to be dry to begin with, because we got it around 12 noon and we didn't eat till on 7 o'clock. So when we heated it, there wasn't much of a sauce to this Palabok. So I don't know if it absorbed it or if it's dry to begin with.
It could be the style.
Yeah, it could be.
Dad's Palabok is creamier and saucier than normal Palabok though. So that's probably kind of adds to the, to you noticing it was dry.
That's
right?
it. So Ken.
So there's this giant sign. You can't tell how big the sign is. Okay, you really cannot tell how big the sign is. Actually, I'll go to the next one. So see how big this sign is here? All right. This is the Pinoy desserts that you can see there. Actually, it's right along this corner here.
Yeah.
You can't see the angle. There's a sign that says, for those of you that can't see because you're listening on the podcast, it says pork bung. And the whole sign, I think, says Filipino street eats or something like that, or no, Pinoy street eats.
Pinoy street eats, yes.
And pork bung, and typically, I've seen pork bung kind of like as a label before, like at it
was a hot pot. You saw it first.
Yeah, at Hot Pot or something like that, but it's small, like it's like handwritten. I have not seen like a professionally made huge sign. This sign's bigger than me. Huge sign that just announces pork bung. And I know that we've asked, I think we've even talked about it on the podcast before, but is this a tripe, Jeff? Is this intestines? What are they talking
intestine.
About?
Just intestine.
Okay.
So I don't know, it's like in the States they call it, I shouldn't say it. Anyway, so I don't know why they kept the name pork bung, because it's so westernized what bung is now. But I guess the Filipinos just think pork bung. Oh, just intestine. That's okay.
Yeah, it's the intestines. It is, again, the intestines. I really think they should have called it that instead of pork bung.
Yes.
I really think they should have really talked to someone in marketing about this.
Yes.
Because
when they came to Canada or America, hey, guys, pork bung, are you sure? Oh, yeah. Don't worry.
And so it's big, it's loud, and it's proud. But if you see that out there, just know that they mean pig intestines. And some of you are thinking, why are they eating pig intestines? They just don't. I don't eat them.
It's because our dad told us a long time ago, because the Philippines is a third world country. They eat every part of the pig, that they can. And the pork intestine, because intestines are long, they actually will skewer it. I forget what the name of that dish is called. They skewer it so it looks like a zigzag along the skewer. And they basically, it is a bit tough, so it has to be marinated a bit first, and then they grill it.
Yeah, and if you want some, you go to Seafood City.
That's it.
Yeah, go to Seafood City under Pinoy Street Eats. This is a video? No, this is not a video.
No, the next one is video, though.
Next one is a video. There's a Pinoy Street Food. I haven't even seen the video, so why don't we see what they have here. Oh, there's like ice cream.
So all the street food. Yeah, I went too fast. I apologize. I should have got the names of the dishes. Wow, but there's caldo there. There's some. There's toron. So we mentioned it before. Deep fried banana and lumpia.
All sorts of different conjus.
Oh, babinka's there as well.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, very, very nice. So, I mean, that is, our Sunday. It was a pretty productive Sunday when it comes down to food. Had some all you
Yeah.
can eat sushi, and we finally made it to Seafood City. And
And
you
it
know
made
what's
our mom happy too, which
yes.
we like to make our mom happy.
You know what's interesting is I've seen movies like within the last month at that location, and they never even thought to go to Seafood City. So
Really?
next time,
Okay.
I'm going there. I'm going to
Nice.
Seafood City and
That's it.
enjoying some food. Absolutely.
I know.
Man, I can't wait. This is exciting. This is exciting. Yeah. And
Sir,
so,
sir, what is that you're eating?
right?
Is that pork bun?
No,
No. Sorry, I'm done.
yeah,
Oh
that's
my.
getting it. That's getting edited out, or maybe not. We'll see. Right? I'm not bringing pork bung into the cinema, or am I? Okay, we'll find out next episode, won't we? Anyway,
Maybe.
anyway, if you're getting value from our podcast, you like the recommendation, or maybe you like the last couple minutes and you liked how we're entertaining you, then what we invite you to do is to either like, subscribe, share, comment. It's a super easy way and a simple way for you to support our podcast and to do so for free. Isn't that right, Jeff?
That's right. And if you have any recommendations for us, where to eat, where to shop, or in recipes, forward them our way as well. And remember this quote from Julia Child: people who love to eat are always the best people.
Yes, and that, of course, includes my brother, Chef Jeff Santos. I'm his brother, Kenny Santos, and you as well if you love to eat food worth mentioning. All right, thanks a lot, everybody.
Take care. You've been listening to Santos Brothers Eat.
Food worth mentioning.